Welcome fellow Mazda 3 owner. If you've clicked on this video, then you yourself are experiencing what I am, which is a possessed infotainment system slash ghost touching, which is where the infotainment system of the Mazda 3 actually starts operating on its own without your physical input. This happens very commonly on the 2014 to 2016 Mazda 3s, and the reason it happens is because of damage to the actual touch screen on the infotainment system. The damage actually happening pretty much from aging and from heat actually that damages the inner surfaces or the multi-layers of the touch screen. On mine you can actually see some cracking up top here, and this is actually on the inside, not on the outside. So when this particular issue arises in the Mazda 3, which is common, as I mentioned, the infotainment system is going to start actually turning on, switching through different options on its own. This could be very problematic, especially if you have your telephone connected to the system via Bluetooth, because the car itself could actually start making phone calls to people that you don't intend to do. Now, this only happens when the vehicle is parked or when you are operating the vehicle but you have come to a stop sign or come to a red light, and the reason being is because it's made to only allow you to use the touch screen when you are parked or stopped. When the car is moving, the touchscreen actually gets disabled and you no longer have the issue. Let's show you guys what the issue is going to look like. We're going to start our car and then wait basically to see the issue start working. So here are my hands. I am not doing anything, and the touchscreen is operating on its own, so it already entered some settings here without any of my input. None of these entries are from me. And so forth, and this continues to happen on and on. Now, you could take this to the dealership and see if your car qualifies for a recall so that you can get this fixed and just have them install a new unit. However, if your car does not qualify for this particular recall, you could change out the infotainment system, but unfortunately that costs hundreds of dollars, and an easier solution is simply to disable the touchscreen functionality. If you disable the touchscreen functionality, you still have full functionality of the infotainment system. The only thing is that you will have to do it manually with the captain's knob in the middle, which is what I actually always do anyways. I actually personally never use the touchscreen by hand just because it's easier for me during movement of the car to do it with my fingers by the shifter knob. So today I'm going to show you how to disable the touchscreen so that this issue is resolved and fixed for you. So to fix this particular issue, the first thing we'll obviously need to do is get access to the infotainment system. So we need to disassemble it and pull it out. In order to do this, we're going to have to remove this bezel here. Now mine is already pre-loosened. You have to be careful with this so that you don't snap or break anything. Easiest way for me to do it was I put this down and started from this end, used an old credit card to actually try to pry it in here, and then one by one unclipping these clips. And then when I came to this area, I started doing the same thing from the top here. It seemed to work easier, and then this is going to pull out. Again, just be careful so that you don't actually break anything. In the middle, this is going to be held by a clip here for the four-way signal, so you want to unclip this. And then this whole thing comes out, and here is, for your reference, the location of the clips. You have this out of the way. Next thing to do is to remove the bolt right over in here. This is a 10mm. You'll need a 10mm socket and a long extension to reach it. Go ahead and remove that, and then we'll be able to remove the entire infotainment screen. Once you have this whole piece forward, in order to separate the screen from the unit, you're going to remove these 4 screws back here, and then also unclip the plugs down here. That's what we'll do next, and then we'll separate this. And this is the infotainment and the screen completely removed from the car. We're going to turn it around, and then I'm going to show you where the axis is for the touchscreen. So I'm not sure how well the camera is going to focus, but hopefully you can see that if you take a look right through this opening, right over in here, you'll be able to see a ribbon that attaches to the white part right over here. This ribbon is actually the touchscreen connection. Now all you would have to do is basically disconnect that ribbon, and the touchscreen will never turn on again. You'll completely disable the touchscreen. So even while you are parked or stopped at a stop sign or a stop light, the ghost touch, the sporadic self touch of the touchscreen will not occur. You will obviously have to always use the captain's knob to do any of the functionality, but you will retain functionality of the entire unit. Now I am going to disconnect mine with the little handheld screwdriver here. I have enough access to be able to reach in here and disconnect this. Now if you don't, then you may have to further take apart the unit, obviously, to gain access to disconnect this. Once it's disconnected though, your issue is going to be fully fixed. In case you don't have obviously the capability of getting this fixed through a recall and you prefer to do it this way, this will save you hundreds of dollars. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was useful to you. Thank you.